Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into my channel, Simply Dji-ji. I'm Dji-ji, and today I'm going to be showing you a recipe for spicy smothered bluefish. So let's get started. Here I have a whole bluefish which has been cleaned and cut. I got it at the fish market. They cleaned it, they cut it, and I came home and cleaned it some more. And it's just about 6 or 7 pieces, including the fish head. So what we're gonna do right now, I've washed the fish with limes and in cold water. So now I'm gonna marinate it. So I've got half a lime. I'm just gonna squeeze it in. Just wanna make sure you get all the juice out of that lime. And then I'm gonna be adding my seasonings. I've got a little bit of cayenne. I've got some sea salt. I've got this complete seasoning with herbs. And I've also got, I made a new batch of ipis or green seasoning. I think my first video on this channel is how to make ipis. I made this one with olive oil. The first one is made with water, so you can choose your method. And I'm just gonna go ahead and season my fish. You can use whatever seasoning you like. I just happen to have these on hand. But I do like Old Bay seasoning on fish, but I just don't have any on hand today. And just season it to your taste. I'm gonna put a little bit of cayenne. My green seasoning has some habanero peppers in it, so it's gonna be a little bit spicy. I'm just gonna throw on some of this complete seasoning. And I'm going to mix it all. So you just want to mix your dry seasonings first, just so you know. You can eyeball it. You just want to make sure the fish is coated with the seasoning, but you don't want your fish to be salty, so you don't want to do too much seasoning. So just by eyeballing it, I'm going to add just a little bit more of my seasoned salt. And then now I'm gonna add about 2 heaping tablespoons full of, I think I might do 3, of my green seasoning. And this is, in case you haven't watched my seasoning video, it is, what did I put in this? I've got onions, I've got garlic, I've got green onions in this one, I've got cilantro, and I've got habanero peppers, and I have a yellow bell pepper and then olive oil in this one. So as you can see, the fish is now coated in this seasoning. We are going to let it sit and marinate. You don't really have to do this in the fridge unless you want to marinate overnight. I'm not going to do this overnight because I just don't have that amount of time. I'm going to do this for about 2 hours. I'm going to let it marinate. And then we're going to come back and we're going to fry it. And then we're going to make our spicy sauce for it. Alright, so the fish has been marinating for a couple of hours now. And what we're going to do is fry it. I'm frying it in a deep fryer. You don't have to fry it in a deep fryer. If you don't have one, I just find it to be easier. I have my deep fryer on 365 degrees. And I'm just going to go ahead and drop a couple pieces in. You don't want to crowd the deep fryer. You want this to fry really well. So I'm just going to put it in 2 pieces at a time, and then we'll come back when it's all fried up. Alright, so our fish is done frying, and just pardon me because my 15-year-old daughter / videographer had to step away, so I'm going to attempt to cook and make the video at the same time. So our fish is fried. You can see it's a nice dark color, it's crispy, and we're going to make the spicy sort of salsa to put on it to give it flavor. So here are the ingredients for the salsa. I've got some grape tomatoes, and I really like these ones because they're kind of sweet. I've got some grape tomatoes cut. I have about 15 of them. I've got half of a yellow bell pepper. I've got 1 habanero pepper that has been thinly sliced. I've got a green onion and 2 cloves of garlic, which I've finely chopped. And then I have a Vidalia onion, which I have sliced. And I'm gonna add my seasonings, which are seasoned salt and complete seasoning. And then I still have a little bit of that marinade that the fish was marinating in. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that in. So here I have about, I wanna say 4 tablespoons of butter. I'm just gonna raise my heat to a medium high. I just want that to melt because I'm going to fry my seasonings in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off by adding my garlic and green onions. Gonna throw those in there. Gonna give it a good stir in the butter. You want to do this. You don't want your fire to be too high because you don't want your garlic to burn. Garlic burns quite easily. So you just want to cook that. Then I'm going to add my dry seasoning. I like to fry my seasonings when I'm making this. So I'm going to add a little bit of seasoned salt. Again, season to your taste. This is about a teaspoon of seasoned salt. I'm just eyeballing it. Just another teaspoon of complete seasoning. Stir that all up. It's not easy to cook and film as I'm learning today. So we're gonna make this work, right? So that's fried up. The next thing I'm gonna add is my habanero, because I do want those to cook. I don't want to have that raw pepper taste in my fish. So I'm just gonna throw those in. And you may sneeze a little. You might want to open a window. And excuse me if I sneeze off camera. You don't have to use habaneros. If you don't like spicy food, leave it out. Or you can use a less spicy pepper like jalapeno. You can use cayenne. You can really use anything you like. I just like spicy food, so I added the habanero. So now this is a nice, excuse me, that pepper's getting to me. This is a nice brown color. I'm gonna go ahead and add my tomatoes and the bell peppers that are in there. I'm just gonna pour the rest out with my fingers while I'm holding the camera with the other hand. And you just wanna give that a bit of stir. I'm gonna go ahead and fry that up. I'm gonna let this fry up for about 5 minutes and then we'll come back to it. Alright, so that has been cooking for about 4 minutes, and I went ahead off camera and added, sorry, my baby is trying to grab onions. I'm trying to multitask at the same time. I went ahead and added a little bit of my marinating liquid. I added 2 tablespoons off camera. I added it to the mixture. What we're gonna do now is add about a cup of water to this. And you want this to deglaze. I'm gonna go ahead and deglaze your pan. You don't really want to cook this down too much. You don't want to cook this down too much. You want to bring it to a quick boil, and you also want to taste it and make sure all your seasonings are in and it's seasoned to your liking. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our onions, and then we're gonna pour it over the fish and let that cook in the fish. All right, so our mixture has started to boil. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the fire off, and I've turned the heat on under my fish, and I'm just gonna pour this over. Actually, I'm gonna add my onions while I cut the fire off. So I'm adding my onions here. I don't really want the onions to cook down too much. I do like onions that are kind of crunchy. I'm looking for a hand towel, excuse me. I'm just gonna mix this in. Make sure it's coated with the liquid, and then we are gonna transfer this to the fried fish. And this is not gonna cook for long. You're gonna give this about 3 minutes. You're gonna give this about 3 minutes, just for some of that liquid to soak into the fish, and your dish is gonna be basically done. So I'm gonna cover this and give it about 3 to 4 minutes boiling, and then our dish will be done. All right, this has been cooking for about 4 minutes now, and it's basically done. We're gonna cut our fire off, and this is what you want. You want a nice thick salsa on the fish. This is a very easy meal when you feel like cooking or making something really delicious that does not take a lot of hard work. This is the dish for you, smothered bluefish with a spicy salsa. You can use any fish you like. I would stay away from like whiting or the cheaper fishes, and this does work a lot better with the fish that has bones in it and not the fillets. So bluefish works, salmon works. I know a lot of people like snapper. The whole tilapia would work as well. What else? Sea bass is a good fish to try this with. So I hope you enjoy. We'll come back and plate it in a few minutes. All right, so we have plated up our smothered bluefish in a spicy salsa, and I've just paired it with some mixed vegetables and a nice tall glass of strawberry lemonade. If you want the recipe to the strawberry lemonade, I did make a video for it. So subscribe to my channel, like, share, and enjoy. Until next time, stay blessed and stay hungry.